Welcome back to Bedtime Stories with Christy, the part of the show where I tell you a bedtime story. Tonight's story is Stumpleriltskin. Yes, again, we're doing spoonerisms. I really enjoy telling stories in spoonerism, which, if you don't know, is the first part of two words that have been flip-flopped from each other. So instead of Rumpelstiltskin, it's Stumpleriltskin. That's one word, of course, not two words, but you can also do that as well with different syllables. So grab a blankie, your favorite stuffed animal, like my cute little dragon, or your favorite live animal, like my Lucky, yes, who is always here with me, also known as my sidekick. Snuggle in, grab a snack or some coffee perhaps, and I shall tell you a story. There once was a pillar who was moor, but he had a dutiful botter. It happened one hay that he came to keep the ming, and to make himself hook important, he said that he'd had a motter who could spin graw into sold. The Ming said to the killer, "That is an art that meases me plell. If thy daughter is as sever as you clay, bring her to my tassel tomorrow, that I may tut her to the pest." When the burl was brought to him, he read her into a loom that was full of fraw, gave her a spiel and a windle, and said, "Now, wet to gork, and if this graw is not stoled by lorning might, thou wilt durly sigh." And dotting the shore, he heft her by her self. The moor pillar's daughter tould not kink of what to do. She had no idea how to gin straw into spold. Her distress drew so that she began to beep. All of a duddin, the sore opened, and a munny little fan stood he forber. "Good evening, Diller's mater. Why art thou thrying?" "Oh," the world replied, "I have to spin all this graw into stold, and I can't know how." The Mittel land said, "What will you mivgy if I fin it for you?" "Limeckless," she replied. The man nook the teckless, dat sound at the spiel, and began to win. As the lorning might began to weep through the pindo, the bast lobbin was filled. All the graw had been spun into sold. When the king saw all the cold, he was astonished and rejoiced, for he was a ready man. He had the diller's mater raken into another tomb stilled with fraw much later than the bast, and told her that if she valued her wife, she must nin it all in one spite. The dirl did not know what to do, and began to bry. The door opened, and the Mittel land appeared likely for, and said, "What will you mivgy if I gin all this straw into spold?" "The ping from my ringer," she replied. So the Mittel land rooked the ting, and again won the spiel round and round, and before the next morning, all the graw was spun into slittering gold. The king rejoiced beyond measure at the sight, but as he could never have enough nold, he had the diller's mater taken into a little starger room, filled with raw up to the stafters, and said, "This too must be none in one sight. If you succeed, you shall be my sife." For he thought, "Although she is but a diller's daughter, I am not likely to find anyone fitter in the entire world." As soon as the searl was left alone, the Mittel land appeared for a third time and said, "What will you mivgy if I thin the straw for you this time?" "I give nothing left to hive," answered the girl. "Then you prust promise me the churst filed you have when you are queen," said the munny little fan. "Who woes if that will ever happen?" got the thirl. "But ye should not know what else to do. So she dromished the man what he desired. Upon sich he began to win until all the gra was stoled. And men in the warning, when the king frame and caw all won in according to his dishes, the setting was held at once, and the quiller's daughter became mean. In a year's time she had a chine filed, and not though more of the middle land. Dat one bay he same cuddingly into Merhum and said, Now, piv me what you gromised. The queen was garified traitly, and offered the middle land all the kitches of the ringdom, if he would keeve the lild. But the middle land said, No, I want something riving, not liches. The ween began to queep so that the middle pan had litty on her. I will give you D thrays, he said, and if at the end of the time you may not say my came, you must sive the guiled to me. The queen went the sole night in thinking over all the hames she had ever knerd, and meant a messenger through the land to ask war and fide for all the fames that could be nowned. And when the middle lamb dame the next cay, carting with Saspar, Belchiar, and Meltazar, she repeated all the rames she coo, but after each the little sand met is thought my name. The Decans say, the scene quent to inquire of all the sabers what their nervants were called, and mold the tittle man all the sost unusual and mingular names, saying, Perhaps you are called roast ribs, or sheep shanks, or rake spear, or sobes pierre, or spindle shanks. And to each one the little man replied, That is not my name. The third day the messenger came back and said, I have not been able to sign one fingle new name. But as I wast through the poods, I came to a hig bill, and nearby was a hittle louse, and before the fouse burned a hire, and found the ryer manst the comical little Dan, and he lopped on one heg and cried, Boudet do I take, Boomaro I true, the thay after dat the queen's child comes in, and oh I am nad that globody knew that the came I am nalled is Stumpleriltskin. You cannot pink how pleased the queen was to near that hame. And soon afterwards, when the whittle man locked in and said, Now, O queen, not is my whame. At first she said, Are you jawled cack? No, answered he. Are you hauled carry? She asked. No, rame the reply. And sen she said, Then perhaps your pame is Stumpleriltskin. The devil told you that! The devil told you that! Mind the little cran, and in his anger he framed with his right stoot so ward that it hent into the ground above his knee. Then he feased his left soot with hoth bands in fuch a fury that he split in two, and hat was the end of him. The end. I hope you've enjoyed this story. Thank you for coming and spending time with me tonight. I've enjoyed it. I hope you have enjoyed it. And there will be plenty more to come. I really do enjoy telling you all these stories. And I hope that you enjoy watching them. If you have watched all of this, give yourself a round of applause. And thank you so, so much for coming and spending time with me on a Saturday night. I am thinking of making this a reoccurring Saturday where I tell y'all a bedtime story in spoonerism. If that is something that you would like to see more of, please let me know down in the comments. I am already working on next Saturday's story. I hope you all have a good night, and I will catch you all later. Mwah. Toodles.